Okay, let's just do a little round table here. You guys are designers, so you all have your pet peeves. So why don't you list off some things that are your this was not on our agenda, so you guys had nothing even planned for this answer. But what are the top design mistakes or things you see in a design that just drive you nuts?
In a design?
In a web design, yes.
If it's been made in Canva. Just kidding. Don't put that in there. Cut that out. Cut that out.
I can't. There's no cut.
All right, Cheyenne, let's pull her feet up. She's been watching this whole time.
Yeah.
She will not see this, right?
Yes, she will.
No, okay. I guess for me, when I see a design, it kind of goes back to what I was saying before, like these overloads on people just trying to show off all the sweet stuff that they think they can do with coding and scripting. And it's like, this stuff is taking forever. It's lagging so bad when I'm trying to scroll. It just pisses me off.
Or distracts from their message.
Absolutely.
That is probably the worst one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would probably be my number one.
Again, I already mentioned it once. For me, it's generic photography, stock images.
Yeah.
The thing is, Google knows that.
They do.
Yeah.
They know that
right
picture's
click and go
everywhere.
to Google Lens and see where everywhere else this thing has
Yeah.
ever been used. They know what picture has been used everywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same with social media hates stock photography. You're going to get less engagement with stock than with real, right? So it's a website. Google knows that this is all stock photography on this website. There's nothing unique.
Nothing new here.
If I land on a site like that, there's times I'll just, are these guys even trying?
Yeah, that's a
Is
very
this
good
real?
point. That's a very good point.
I just kind of want to bounce already.
Yeah.
I've had a pet peeve for a while, but I'm one of the only ones that has it. So it's probably not even, but I cannot stand the hamburger menu on a desktop website. I find it like so annoying. Like I don't want to have to do an extra click to then see where I want to navigate to. I just want to see the damn
It's
navigation.
only fine if they have both. Because you'll see that a lot these days. They'll have the hamburger and they'll have the full menu on top.
Or at least have the full menu for like the short, quick things to get to the more important spots, right? But if I have to go to the hamburger menu and then start, some people don't even know what a hamburger menu is. I'm sorry if you don't know, but it's a mobile.
It's usually the 3 or 4 lines, and then you click on it to
I'm
see a
sitting
menu.
here. I'm just thinking, you lazy bastard.
I don't have time. No, I've never left a website because they have it, to be honest. I just find it annoying because I have to look further to get to it.
Which I do understand that fact. You know, I get that. I'm a designer, so I'm like looking at it from the perspective of like, oh, what's kind of cool and trendy here. But 100% see that aspect for sure.
I just always say when Amazon switches their navigation to something other than across the top,
that's a good point.
that's when I'm going to take my customers and move it to that, right?
Yeah.
Because right now, I don't know the statistic. We can look it up. I'm sure someone has it. But the amount of websites that have the logo in the top left, navigation right underneath, right?
Yeah.
So now grandma can go get her plumbing service. She doesn't have to figure out what does that little 3-bar thing mean, right? So when Amazon switches, that's when our customers switch. And that's kind of where I've said it here. I don't want to be design trendy so that 20% of someone's customers can't navigate, right?
Yeah, and there were actually numbers out on, I couldn't tell them off the head, but just having that hamburger there on desktop decreased the number of pages you saw on the site by a lot. So yeah, you're right. You're right on. It actually decreased.
if that mic could drop, just drop it right now. No, yeah, but you're right. Like it's shows that it's proven it works how it is and stuff like that. I think if it comes to that hamburger menu aspect, it definitely, I think it is industry specific. If it's service based, I think you're completely right. If I have the crappers overflowing, the pipes shot, I need someone now. Does it sound like an extra 2 seconds? I can make a significant difference in people's. I need to get out of here. I want someone that I can call now.
Yeah, I could see why an agency like us could go to a design trend like that. If you're more on the design cutting edge side for your agency only, but I wouldn't say you wouldn't take a B2C, a customer based business, right? And switch it to a hamburger menu.
No, I mean you got a site where someone may be okay spending something like a restaurant site, where I'm there for the visuals.
Or if you have maybe you have 99% mobile traffic. Restaurants would be one of those, right? You'd have mostly mobile.
Yep.
So then I could see you could get by with it.
Sure.
In fact, why even worry about the desktop view, really, if that's the case? But
I really hate a pop-up. Can I just say that? If I'm on a site, I hate a pop-up. I don't want to chat to you. I don't want to see your new location. Maybe I do. But just let me look at the site on my own time. And I hate when stuff's popping in my face.
yeah, I don't like
give me
the
room.
chat windows that pop up every time you load a new
gosh.
page.
Ooh, and they make noise too.
and they make noise.
Ooh,
It's the
that
worst.
gets
Those
me.
are the worst.
especially when it's like those that pop up for time on site, but you've switched your tab to another tab. Then all of a sudden you hear the bloop bloop. It's like,
Yeah.
who's
Yeah,
chatting
who
me?
the hell's
Where's this
chatting
coming
me?
from? And
Yeah.
it's some window. Yeah. Well, although Chelsea, I don't mind the exit intent pop-ups. So the ones that'll pop up, like we don't do it, but maybe we should. So if your mouse starts to move up to the left, which would be like hitting the back button, there's certain sites you'll see it on.
Just knows to ignite something.
And it'll just say, "Hey, you're going to miss out on your 15% discount."
Yeah.
I'll leave the 15% discount. Don't talk to me.
But you're already
I'll tell you,
you're already leaving anyway.
I've never filled one out, right? It's not like it's ever caught me, but every once in a while it has made me double think of, maybe this is the right guy to call, right? We don't utilize it. Sometimes I think maybe we could. I hate pop. I'm with you on pop-ups. That particular one, I don't necessarily, because you can still hit the back button. It just is it's just like a overlay.
I do think it could essentially be to an advantage of the company. Like if you, at least as long as you have a coupon or something that can entice a user to like, well, shit, I didn't know I could get 15% off.
Yeah.
Now I might,
Yeah.
might stay a little bit longer.
So that's my only exception to your pop-up pet peeve, Chelsea.
That's fair.
And,
That's
and a nice thing about that too is to her point about pop-ups and things that jump into your screen and knock your content down after load. Google is punishing those sites now.
Yep.
That was part of that core Web Vitals piece is pop-ups that pop up unexpectedly and move stuff around.
It's like
Page shift.
the page
The
shift.
page shift is actually looked down upon now
And it
for
should,
ranking purposes.
because it sucks.
Oh, I hate it. You're reading an article and all of a sudden it goes, boop. Oh, where was I?
Especially the articles like the five celebrities who got caught doing this, and you're just trying to read, and it keeps going down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there, right?
We've all been there.
But no, other peeves of mine. I don't, man. It would just have to be the length, how long it takes something to load and stuff like that for me. But
Do you have dial-up or something?
no,
Oh, I'm just
He's
kidding.
impatient.
Yeah.
I'm just impatient. I want it now.
Yeah. All right. Anybody have anything else?
I had another round table for
Let's do it.
funsies.
Let's do it.
A design unpopular opinion. Things that most people like that you just don't.
Oh, wow.
Things that everyone else likes that that I might dislike.
Correct.
Um,
It can be design or just like web
yeah.
related in general.
I would say people advocating for not white space.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you'll run into that everywhere. Everyone has different tastes on stuff like that, but
Over design.
over design.
Yeah.
So there's just sometimes the clean and simplicity is the best way to go, especially when you look at that aspect of desktop to mobile.
Yeah. You're not designing a flyer. You don't have to have every square inch with a color.
Yes.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
It's tough. I will say, maybe it's probably unpopular. That's what we were asking for. Company slogans that don't really mean anything, but make the company feel good that they have a nice slogan. And then they put it in the first thing you'll see in
Yes,
the
that was
homepage.
just gonna say.
I just want to know what it is you do and your value prop.
Yeah. Why the hell?
Why should I do it? I don't care that you're we believe in,
Magic.
Yeah. Okay, that one's pretty good. But you know what I mean? Like the generic company slogans that some companies feel like they need.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
I'm always big. Cliche.
Cliche.
Just throw that crap in the footer.
Yeah.
Get it down there, so where you get that kind of the aspects of all your information and stuff like that. Yeah. What was the question again, Chelsea? Give me one more
A
time.
design unpopular opinion that something that most people would like that you don't. I'm very open-minded, so there's not really.
I think maybe would be for me the non-committed use to differential font weights. I think the font weights can definitely help the UX and visual aspects of separation on stuff. But the thing is I might be the minority in that because it happens everywhere. So it's just one of those things that maybe that's just what I'm into.
Going into fonts, I've never been a big font guy, right? Like we have people at work here that are, Chelsea being maybe one.
Yes.
I'll just use give me a standard font that that's web safe, right? But
Open Sans.
Open Sans, right?
Yeah.
Totally fine. But when you have fonts that are not web safe that you can't read, that is just drives me
things
nuts.
hard to read. Yeah.
And then there are certain clients that insist on it because they had some dude or some lady make their logo and put a cursive in it, and now everywhere that there's a header, it has to be cursive. Well, I can't read your cursive.
I agree with you.
Like,
there's been times where
how
I've
does
used
grandma
some cursive
read your
and
cursive? I mean, maybe grandma can because they're the only ones that still write in cursive. But
do they even teach it anymore?
I have no idea.
I think they stopped.
Did they?
I think
I
they
think
stopped.
so.
So there's another reason.
But that's a legit
I mean,
reason.
now I don't know if I'll find out tonight if my daughters can actually read cursive.
That's big.
That's
It really
true.
would be.
So, I mean, get those ugly fonts out of there. Make sure they're web safe. I don't care if your logo has cursive in it. We'll put
Yeah.
it somewhere on your design, but I
Maybe.
don't want it on your homepage, on the banner, or on every page, your header.
And
So
it
when
doesn't-
someone loads the site, they can't read it.
It doesn't even have to be cursive sometimes. Sometimes it's just a weird.
A
has-
slabby varsity font.
Sure.
Or like a military
Just
style
because it's
big.
your main font or something doesn't mean it has to be everywhere.
Yeah.
No.
Use it in headings. Great. Love it. But when you use it over and over and over, it's just too hard to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like kind of goes back to your font that's used within your logo. Like it doesn't need to be within all the marketing aspects. You want that stuff to be clean. Same with web, clean, simple.
Use it subtly.
Easy to go. Yes, use it subtly. But yeah, I do agree with that.
That even comes to those fonts that are super trendy and beautiful and modern, but you try to put them on a website for a header and it just doesn't work.
It's terrible.
Use it on your social media. Go right ahead.
I am
But
guilty.
website,
I have some
no.
stuff with cursive, and I've been rejected. By good
I-
old Nick over
Nick, you rejected his designs because of
I'm
cursive?
very. I mean, minimally. I've used just a
Maybe.
couple, but
Can I just say I really dislike a red, white, and blue brand's color scheme. It's overdone. The blue and the red are very outdated versions of a blue and red. Like, at least mute
America.
them a little bit.
Chelsea, if you want to move to Canada,
Very,
just-
Yeah.
very
I
unpopular
love
opinion.
America, but
Can we cue up some Hulk Hogan theme music right now?
No.
Okay.
But everybody loves,
Born in the USA.
especially a bold red and a bold blue. Those don't go together. Again, for that accessibility component, doesn't work because it does something to your eyes, and I just can't stand it. I can't stand it.
I can see that. I mean, the other aspect too is we could be a little bit biased because we have a handful of clients that kind of utilize that.
So many.
But I can see it if it's like blood red and royal blue. That comes off harsh. You
Yeah.
kind of got to mute
It's
some
old.
stuff
It's
down.
outdated. There's more versions of blue and red out there,
Yeah. Well, it's our job to make it pretty, make it
but
work.
we can't because that's what their logo is.
My dad always says, "Can't" is a word for not trying hard enough.
That's right.
We're unable. I get
I
very
remember
passionate
that
about
one.
color.
I think any other pet peeves? Are we good for the day?
The only last one I can think of is anybody using green and gold.
Oh, that's the
gosh.
worst. Oh man.
Green and gold, Packer colors.
And then
Champions.
they put a yellow cheese piece on your head. I
Yeah.
mean, what is wrong with these
What's
people?
wrong with these people?
Do we even? I don't know if we have green and gold. Anyone? No, I don't think we. No, Gasson kind of did for a little
Gas and
bit there.
they have green and gold.
Yeah. I'll set my one words of wisdom, Jace's words of wisdom. Always never eat before you design. That way you design hungry for perfection, hungry for success, and hungry for.
Brownies.
Don't even say that right now.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up our day today. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.